everybody, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first video with me, welcome to my channel. Honestly, if it is, you haven't missed much. My first video is kind of garbage. But today I wanted to sit down and kind of talk about something that is pretty common for other people to say when they first find out you have chronic fatigue syndrome, which is, oh, I'm tired. Oh, I get fatigue all the time. Oh, you know, just take a nap and you'll be fine. That's not how chronic fatigue syndrome works. So I wanted to touch on the difference between chronic fatigue, and chronic fatigue syndrome, because there is a difference between three. So fatigue, what is fatigue? It is your body's natural reaction to excessive exercise or basically pushing your limits beyond what you are. So what is fatigue? Fatigue is your body's natural reaction to exertion, to exercise, to activity. Your body makes a certain amount of energy every day, and all of your bodily processes use that energy. So the things you're conscious of, so deciding to walk, going for a jog, you know, those kinds of things, and the subconscious processes in your body, so like breathing, digesting food, all those things take energy, and when you eat, you are creating more energy, but sometimes we use more energy than our body necessarily has. So especially if you're not used to a certain level of activity, you experience fatigue. So you're tired, you need to sit down, you need to take a nap, or you know, go to sleep for the night, and then your body has time to repair itself, to regain some of that energy, to store the energy in the fat cells in your body, and the next day you might be a little off, but otherwise you're fine. Chronic fatigue is when that happens over an extended period of time. So people who like work in retail, for example, or who are athletes may experience chronic fatigue because they have high demands for their energy storage and not quite enough. So, you know, if you work 4 days in a row, double shifts, whatever, you'll experience chronic fatigue. That is not chronic fatigue syndrome. So the difference between chronic fatigue, and chronic fatigue syndrome is that chronic fatigue syndrome is that same feeling of exhaustion and depletion without there being a probable cause. So instead of I'm fatigued because I spent all weekend running around convention because I love cons, I'm fatigued because I spent the day shopping for school supplies. True story. That's literally where I am today. Back to school time, I have 2 nieces, they're so cute. And we went shopping, and I got through Target. We went to Five Below, and then I had to sit in the car while they went thrifting to see if they could find any cool things at a thrift store, because I just could not. My legs were done with me and all of my foolishness. I have a Fitbit. I used to average between 8,900 and 10,000 steps a day. You know, the recommended amount is 10,000 steps a day. Now, if I even get to my new goal that I set for myself, my doctor did not approve this, so don't, of 5,000 steps, so half that amount, I am exhausted. I went for a walk the other day around my block. At the time, I felt like I could keep going and like maybe do one of the legs of my usual walk, which is about 2 miles. And I decided against it because I was like, okay, right now I feel like I can do that, but in the grand scheme of things, I know that's gonna lead to a crash. I'm going to be super fatigued. So I got home, I sat down, and felt like I had in fact walked that whole leg instead of just around the block one time. So that's the difference between fatigue, chronic fatigue, and chronic fatigue syndrome. I have some well-meaning people in my life who often say things like, oh, well, you just need to try this, or you need to try that, or well, just, you know, relax for a little bit, it'll be fine. And yes, definitely resting does help for me. Does it restore my energy? No, because chronic fatigue syndrome is, one of the symptoms of it is non-restorative rest, non-restorative sleep. So I can sleep a full 8 hours, and in the morning I'll be fine, and then 2 hours later, goodbye. It's just, it is my reality. And like, I appreciate efforts to help me. I appreciate efforts to maybe find something that will, you know, boost my energy levels. And I'm so here for trying most things. I can't say everything, but I think that as much as I am struggling with accepting that, you know, okay, I have to live my life differently now. I have lower energy reserves. I have this disorder that means once I hit that wall, that's it. Sorry, someone's stalking me on Facebook. Once I hit that wall, that's it. I need to rest. I should not and cannot push myself through it. I think it is kind of harder in some ways for other people to accept that, because I am that person. I'm that person who's always out doing something. I'm that person who's always there ready to help, and I can't anymore. I need help. I do. It's really bad. It's pretty terrible. Anyway, that's basically all I wanted to cover in this video. Let me know if you have any questions or anything you specifically want me to cover in the comments. I also am really excited to announce that I have launched my own website. If you don't know, I have worked in digital marketing for the last 6 years, so I have the experience, and I figured, why not use it to help spread awareness and be a better advocate for our community. So you'll see a link to my website in the comments section if you want to check it out. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm going to be writing some blog content there, kind of chronicling my own experiences and thoughts and things like that, but also going over some resources and the research that is available, but in a more digestible way instead of the like really cold and clinical way a lot of things can come across. So yeah, website. I also have an Instagram if you're not following me there, and a Twitter. Come hang out with me. Until next time.